see here when we're back in iTree Canopy, what we're going to do, you can see down on the left side here where we're currently in the change survey mode. We got to make sure that we are in that when we go to do this process. And so what we've done is if we click on here on our first tree, we're going to see this tree in a current imagery on using the iTree Canopy. And so what we want to do is relate this current view on the left side here, which is current, to some time in the past. So what we do is we go to the top menu bar here on our iTree and our Google Earth, and you click on the little clock that you see that shows a little arrow going back in time. So you can see we're here in 2015, but let's track back a little bit and let's look at 2001. So this will give us an idea of imagery that we would have seen in 2001. And what we're going to do is compare the canopy cover on our left side of our screen, which is current in iTree Canopy in the present day, with the imagery that we're going to see back here in 2001. So if I go here, I can click keep going, and we're right in here right about 2001. And so by default, it's going to bring us either to the closest imagery that was taken, and in this case here it was in December of 2001. So what we do is, by default, this is going to pull up a listing of all of our waypoints that we've transferred. So all you're simply going to do is go to waypoint number 1 and double click on that, and that will zoom in and place at the center of our screen waypoint number 1. And in this case here, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see waypoint number 1 right there, and the imagery of the houses and the roadways, and you can see this is clearly on a tree canopy. Can you see that in this imagery here? So if we go back over to this photo, we can see now that this currently shows it as grass and shrub. So what we'd want to do is go back and we would change that to tree. And then we'd move on to tree number 2, and in this case here currently shows it as tree and shrub. Let's go here onto Google Earth, click on number 2, and this will fly us over and place imagery number 2 at the center of our screen. And we can zoom in right there, and we can see that's on top of a house. So in this case here, it shows it, it shows a tree canopy. And if we do look a little bit closer, and this is where it's going to require a little bit of our photo interpretative skills, but in this case here, you can see this tree canopy here is not yet over the roof of that house, where in this case here, currently on the left, you can see it is grown and it's larger and it is hanging over the house. But in 2001, we can see it's a roof. So what we're going to go over to our our iTree Canopy and just click impervious surface. And then we'll go to number 3. And in this case here, we're going to look and we're going to adjust as we look down here. And you can see right in here, we're looking at some small shrubs and trees along the edge of looks like a railroad track. So in this case here, because our imagery isn't as close as we would like, we're going to call that grass and shrub. So over here, I'm going to go ahead here. We're going to call that shrub and grass. And then we continue this process. We'll go to tree number 4. And the idea is we're just simply comparing the previous photos to what we have now. You'll see imagery number 4 right here. And we can see that that is at the back of this, what looks like a residential house. And if we look at number 4 here, you can see that same house. And we can see that this is in a tree canopy. So what we're going to do, and we're just going to report that out as a tree. And let's just look at one more point right here. This is number 5. You can see that one's pretty clear, and it's in the middle of a parking lot. So what we're going to do here is go to our impervious surface. That parking lot is still here. So the idea is you're going to go through all of your points here. And if we can go down, we'll be able to see that we have about 800 points, I believe. 801 points. So let's go to 801 here. And in this case here, we'll click and go to our last 801. And let's see, our 801 point right here is on top of a building back in that time. And you can see it currently would be 2. So we're going to go here, call it impervious material. Once we've completed that, we've gone through all of our points from comparing our iTree Canopy to our Google Earth. we're going to go ahead and we're going to save our data, and we're just going to call this compare. And what it does, it's going to save it and it's going to put it on our desktop or in our downloads folder. And then I'll show you in the next video how we're going to look at that data and have a comparison between 2001 and the current date.